My name is Chukwumalosechukwu, and I'll be talking to you on a book that has changed my narrative and influenced my thoughts on life, growth, and success. And that book is no other book than Compound Effects by Darren. I'll talk a lot. I have a lot to talk about on this book. But firstly, I will talk about my first encounter with this book, like seeing this book. I felt this book was a complicated one and that filled with a lot of stories that students like me cannot actually, relate to. But as I read slowly, I understood that he even made sure we understood that small small action we put in and we see really gives great results. And that let us understand that our small actions, small habits we think that doesn't actually matter, actually do matter because they end up playing a bigger role or the biggest role in whoever will become, whether will become a good person or a bad person. We live in a world that loves to show us the end result without showing us the struggles, the struggles at the back, like behind the scene of whatever is going on. For example, seeing a person that has built a good business and is thriving, a person that is doing well in academics, a person that just is living a healthy life, you begin to ask yourself, oh, this person is, or maybe you tell yourself that this person is just lucky, or maybe they were born with a special talent, or they got a good opportunity that no one else got. But that over made us understand that there's nothing like luck or talent. The main thing or objective that brings lasting success are the power of our little choices, repeated consistent. Think about this. Little grain of rice is almost nothing. So if you double the grain every day, that's a grain of rice. If you double it every day for like 30 days, you see it becomes much. And by the end of the year, you have over 5 million grains. That's power of compound effect. One grain means nothing, but after adding up huge and seed every day, day by day, adding, you end up getting a huge amount of rice. Let me give an example that relates to us as students. Imagine as a student, imagine two students starting a session together at same level. Then the first person um decide that every day, no matter how tired I am, I'm going to open my book and read. While the other person just resumes with lackadaisical attitude towards his or her academics. 30 minutes is too small. Let me just use that and be playing. The amount after weeks, maybe 2 weeks, you won't see difference or any much difference. But when it's exam time, you will understand that that first person that took 30 minutes to read every day have grown steady understanding of whatever work, so the tension will not be much compared to that person that always play, and the gap between them will be very wide and obvious. That difference was not luck, it was just the result of the small small choices he took at the beginning of the semester or session. Another example of mine is saving money. Imagine saving 200 naira every day. At first, it can't do anything. Actually, it can't even pay your school fees. But later, by the end of 1 year, you are getting 70,000 naira. And for 5 years, you are getting more than 300 and something thousand naira. Isn't that big? off of something that 200 I felt does not matter. This is what compound effect is all about. It's just about little things, little consistency, little choices that you thought didn't matter that actually do matter, adding up to give great results. Now, let me share with you some important lesson I picked from reading this book. Firstly, whatever choice you make shape who you become in future. Every day as humans make several hundreds of choices, little small choices. What time do you wake up? Do you want to attend lectures? What time will you bathe? What time will you take your meal? All these are little choices that we have to take as students in Maduka University. More are like maybe do you want to scroll your phone for 2 hours before dressing up from school? Do you want to eat before going to lectures? All these are little choices we just have to, make as students. We all think that these little choices we make every day do not matter. They are just small choices. What do they matter? But Darren is telling us here that it does matter. There is no such thing as little choices. They are either moving you closer to where you are supposed to be in life or farther from where you are supposed to be in life. The choice of bad habits, slowly those bad habits becomes your character and your character becomes your destiny. Learned is that consistency is more powerful than intensity. So many of us wants to do good, we want to do a good thing, but we end up starting with much energy, and at the end we reduce at times we skip whatever decision we have made up our mind to do. Like for example, watering a plant. You water a plant from days. If you water it every day, you end up getting a good your result, your harvest to come out well. But imagine not watering your plant. Maybe you start watering it for like five. After planting it, you water it for 1 week steady, then you stop watering it all of a sudden. Your harvest won't come out well. This book also explains to us that doing something with everything in us, doing anything with with our small choices and everything will make us to without Jesus. This compound effect is that consistency is more powerful than intensity. Some of us want to do something good, we start with so much energy, but at the end, we end up not being steady on our choices or our decisions. But this book teaches us that doing something small and steady is far more stronger than doing something big at once and stopping. It is like watering a plant. You do not pour of bucket water bucket on it today or for months. You end up losing your plant you planted. You don't just pour the water all at once in a day expecting it to grow. It's not possible. You pour the water on the plant day by day, steady, every day. You are consistent. And as you are consistent, you end up getting your plant. Yeah, it grows. Success works exactly the same. Success looks exactly the same way. You will not see the changes all at once. You just see gradual as you continue keeping your decision, continue becoming steady on your decision and your small choices. You end up at the end, you see greater changes. That's only if you keep on doing the right thing. One day you'll be like, how did I get here? How did this happen? How managed? And the answer will only be that compound effect really worked quietly for you. The third lesson that really stayed up with me was or is that my environment really speaks, like have strong effect on me than I think. Darren Handy explained that you are the average person of whoever, no matter who the person is, whoever you spend your time with. People that normally complain of there is no money, school is hard, and the rest, you end up acting that way, or even exactly like they act, and you end up um imitating their habits, like spending habits, their eating habits, their talking habits. But if you go around with people that are very serious with their studies, you end up doing well in your studies, striving, being one of the best students in your school. This is the part that shows that compound effects really have influence on others by adding up to our character, our choices day by day. The fourth lesson I learned here is that I can't improve what I don't measure. The author here told us to track whatever we do. If I want to be better in studying, I should track my time, how I spend my time, and utilize it in studying. If I want to be good at to or actually track what to spend in a day if you really want to learn how to spend. This book helped me to stop thinking that I needed to be extra special, extra talented to be whatever I want to be. Compound effect reminds me that I'm the one building my future, and I build my future with my time and my small choices I make. Only if I can be patient, keep doing the right thing at the right time, making the right decision. There is no limit on how far I will go. Thank you for listening.